Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the webinar today. It's good to have you here this morning. As you may have noticed, Kelly, you need to mute your audio, just so you know. As you may have noticed, we're trying some different time slots. Apparently, this is the time of day where we get the most YouTube views. So hopefully you like the new time zone. I assume you did if you made it here. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button. It does help out a great deal. And I'm going to go ahead and kick off by reading you a legal disclaimer. So today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using Metastock, the accompanying software plugins. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Metastock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. So if you have questions as we go, feel free to kind of chime in. We are monitoring the questions, and thanks for coming. Today our guest is Ed Downs. Ed, I am going to say, actually has a longer history with Metastock than I do. I remember when we started, we were selling kind of a package deal that came with Metastock and OmniTrader, and it was a really good package deal. A lot of customers really liked the work he was doing over at OmniTrader, and I always remember I didn't talk to Ed too much back then, but he was always a nice guy when I did. A few years ago, he contacted us about kind of getting some of the other technologies that they've worked on. He's done an AI suite, which is fantastic, a chart pattern engine, which is also fantastic. And today he's going to be talking about the XSuite. And so if I wanted to kind of give a brief intro to Ed, I'd say that window's closed. This is going a little bit long, but I'd say Ed's a really nice guy. I enjoy working with him, and he does a very, very good job when it comes to trading technology. And so those are all things that we appreciate here at Metastock. And so that is your introduction, Ed. How are you doing today?
Technology. There it goes. Hey, doing great.
Yeah, we can see it. You sound good. We can hear you well.
Awesome. Hey, well, thanks for that warm intro. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, we go back a long ways, way back there.
You could say decades.
Decades, yeah, multiple decades, yes. 92, I guess, is where we really worked together on all those things. And I actually went to Salt Lake City to meet with Steve Akalis, the founder of Metastock, and showed him what we were doing. I'm an engineer by training, and various flavors of that, but really loved automation. Just everything about automating stuff. That's what I did in my career, automated chip design and things like that. And I was trading and all that. And I just really, after a while, I thought, this could probably be more automated. And so we started making utilities that would run programs like Metastock, and showed Steve what we had. And he said, well, that's really cool. Yeah, I think our customers might like that. So we kind of worked together on a partnership. And that, like I said, that was way back Metastock, probably version 5 or something. I don't know, way back there. Yeah. But so it was a lot of fun, great people there. Always enjoy the people at Metastock in every way I can think of, the development side, the customer service side, really super folks. And so I'm just thrilled that we hooked back up a couple of years ago and started providing products for the Metastock platform. So my company is Nirvana Systems. That's the one I founded 30 years ago. But recently, we started this company called Fulgent AI. And the reason we started it was to really take our AI and package it for other good platforms. One second, my tech guy's calling me. Hang on one second, pay no attention to that phone. All right, are we good? You are so awesome. Thanks, man. Okay. we had to do a little repair on my demo machine, which my guy's really good. He got that done, so I wasn't worried. But anyway, so yeah, so back we started Fulgent to take this technology out to the world for really good platforms out there like Metastock, and of course Metastock is the primary, the best. I have to. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here, Jeffrey, but really is the most amazing platform that we work with. And so we've made several products. They're all basically about artificial intelligence in various forms. And as Jeffrey said, we have other products on the platform. You can on the Metastock store that you can find our AI product, our chart pattern product. But we have, because I've been doing this for so long, we have made some really awesome strategies that we have sold in various ways over time. And we decided to go ahead and start enabling those for the Metastock platform, and really excited about the one that we're going to show today. Let me go ahead and bring my screen up here, and let's see, make sure I get the right one. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Yeah. Okay, much
Perfect.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to launch into this, Jeffrey, if you're ready for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. Your turn.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You'll get you back on here in a minute, I'm sure. Okay, so this product is called XSuite, and it is a very unique product. What I want to do is show you. Really, I always like to educate on my webinars, not just sell things. So, of course, we're selling this strategy suite, but you may not have heard of the kind of system that this is. So we're talking about that, and it really is. There's a lot of history to it. Very effective for trading the market. And so I hope to teach you something about this technology. And there's different flavors of it out there. If you kind of look around, you'll find other people who have worked in the same area. So I hope to do that. And then, of course, show the product to you. So let me go ahead and start in here. XSuite, new standard in trading technology performance. Okay, so I did have one quickie slide here about Fulgent. I've already kind of told you about it. But basically, we have been in partnership with Metastock since '92, and Fulgent.ai is the website where all these things are for us. And then, of course, they're in the Metastock store, so you can see them there and go there, and you should get them from Metastock, of course. So that's just shows our partnership, which we have, and I'm super thrilled about it. It's awesome. All right, so let's dive right in here and just get into what the heck this thing is. What is XSuite after all, and why does anybody care? Okay, well, it's based on something called reversion to mean, and this was really pioneered by a guy named Larry Connors, and he built a whole platform around the concept, and lots of history there. So we adopted it with our special techniques to kind of perfect it. And the idea is that you have whatever security you're trading. As you know, whenever you have a pullback, we call them, or a retracement, there is a point where buyers will come back in and buy that because it's low. And we're seeing a lot of that right now. There's lots of breakouts right now in the market, going to new highs, some amazing things happening. But you can always find these reversion trades in any freely traded market, especially those that are liquid. And so what you're looking for is, a rubber band effect of stretching back. And then you want something to tell you, hey, this is oversold. You need to buy this right here. And so that's exactly what this thing does. And it uses multiple indicators because there's different ways to detect these reversions, and they're each a little different, and they have different aspects to them. And so the XSuite, it's called a suite because it is a suite of 5 different experts based on these indicators. So the Arun oscillator, you may use some of these if you're trading. They're really good. Money flow, price rate of change, stochastics, of course, been around forever, and the ultimate oscillator by Larry Williams. So those are the things that it's based on. And so what we do is we have some software for testing, strategies and stuff that we run. And in doing that, we actually measured this performance of these things. Now, there's 2 stats we use here. One is hit rate, the other is profit per trade. Hit rate is just the accuracy. So if it says 74, that's the average of all of these. That means on average, they're about 74% accurate. And they don't trade, they only go for like 3 or 4 bars. The trades are very short, but their average profit per trade is about 1.17%. So that's a system test that we ran historically. And if you look at that, in an expert, it's sort of a portfolio or a system test view, some other software we have that can do this, allocating 5% to each trade and letting those 5 experts run on the S&P 100 from going back to 2002. This is what that looks like in the simulation. If you just run it and take all the trades, here is the S&P down here. So the reason these areas are shaded blue is that's kind of where the daggum market was in trouble. And because you're doing very short-term trades, they're looking for these little, like it doesn't, and even when the market's going straight down, you've got things that are rallying and they pull back. And so it's looking for those and grabbing onto them and then trading them up. So that's what it's doing. That's why it can make money in down markets, because you always have those moves in any market. Even when the pandemic was happening, you had those things going on. If you remember, the chart didn't just go like this, 30% down. It was like, like this, right? So we're trying to trade those upturns. Okay, so it's really pretty simple. I mean, that's what it is, what it does. And of course, a lot of research went into this, testing and refining, and the exits being made a certain way, and so there's a lot to it internally. But good thing is, as a user, you don't have to know anything at all. It just sort of does the job. Okay, so let's go ahead and look now at the Metastock version. Let me see here. Hold on. And there's some really cool things in XSuite for Metastock that we don't have, and we don't have them because Metastock has certain features that are really awesome. So it's actually our premium version of XSuite is in Metastock for sure. Okay, so here, hold on. Let me just change this. I have to log into that machine because my guy was on it, so I've got to go over there and do that. All right. Okay, and there we are. Awesome. Okay, so I have loaded a chart and actually activated the expert for this, and we're going to go through some charts here. Let me go ahead and just kind of look at where they are. All right, so what we're doing is, let me zoom in here. There's more signals over here on the left side, and so if I zoom in a little bit, you can basically see these indicators are firing signals, for reversion. So that's great. This one got stopped out. Great, got stopped out. So again, about 70% of them are accurate or make a profit. We'll just go through a few charts and show them here. And the advisor is just talking about, like which one is active right now, which one is firing right now. So here you have the Arun oscillator. Here was the percent rate of change. And so anyway, go through a few more. Okay, so they're not firing all over the place. They're looking for very specific places on the chart where the condition for a reversion is present, and then it fires the signal. So because it is looking for the rubber band and it's looking for a statistical point where that's likely to revert, there are places where it's early, and so you look for them. See if I can just randomly find one here. So that was perfect, but there are early ones. So what we tell people is, if you're trading reversion to mean, you kind of need to give the chart maybe another bar or so to resolve the downward move. I mean, all of these were good. So gosh, I got to find one that's not perfect. Just a minute. It takes a bit, but we'll find one. No signals there. So given that the signals are some, there's a perfect one there too. Well, okay, maybe I can't do that. But often they'll fire like before the turn happens, and if it's stretched pretty far, the turn's going to happen. So the beautiful thing about this is that, it's finding signals sparsely through all this data, because Metastock has these amazing tools like the Explorer. You can go through the whole market, find all the primo reversion candidates every day. You all probably know that because you're Metastock experts, right? But it's one of the few products that has that kind of a tool. It can go through a very big list and very quickly find these things. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you in a second. But that's really, you're not using this as a charting tool. You're using it as a prospecting tool. You want to find those rubber band reversions every day in the market, and then go, whoa, that's really almost oversold, and the indicator's telling you it is, and so then you can use your other stuff, other indicators, other confirming methods. You can run this with other things you have purchased from Metastock, other partners out there. It's just a great thing to tell you that you have that situation right there, and it's just on Chevron, this would have been killer. Of course, about a little over a week and a half ago. So that's the value of it. And if I go on to back to my PowerPoint here, this is actually one of my shortest webinars, by the way, because it's just simple. It does the job, and there you go. So if I look at what's included with this, we have, of course, the chart template we just looked at, then the exploration, we're going to do that next, and then the system test, and that'll be interesting. So we include these assets just like a lot of other software from Metastock has, and let's go ahead and go through each one. So we already looked at the chart in the Expert Advisor. Again, the Expert Advisor will tell you, which signal's firing, and it'll also tell you the stop level, because these do have stop levels on them, and so it'll tell you where that is if you're putting a mechanical stop on it. So right there, but very, very simple otherwise, not a whole lot to it. So let's go ahead and go on now. We've talked about that some, and talk about the explorations, because this is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. This is where you're really going to get value out of this. So if I go in to the Explorer, okay, and I'm going to have to set this up from scratch because they just had to reinstall it on my machine over there, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is get down here and find the exploration for Fulgent XSuite. Let's just get down a little bit away here. Where is it? Fulgent. We have different Fulgent products. Here it is. Now, if you can see it, I know this is really small on your screen, but there's Fulgent XSuite right there. But they're also the individual systems, the individual experts. So you can run them individually. If there's one that you really like more than the others, or you just don't want to see one of them, or whatever, you can specialize by running individual ones. But this will run all of them. And so what we want to do is, like, the last year is fine. And let's see here. Okay, all looks good. So I'll go ahead and start an exploration. Oh, we need to pick our symbol list though. So let me get down here and find. We're going to go ahead and scan the entire S&P 500, which actually is pretty quick. There it is right there. That's all of them. So you can do the whole market. It doesn't take long. Well, you're going to see that right now. So let's go ahead and start it. Let it go. And, talking about automation, the guys at Metastock are very much in tune with this, because they provide these automation tools in Metastock, and they're really great. You can see how fast that's going. We could have done the whole market, but the 500 is good enough. Gives me just enough time for a coffee break. Okay. So it's almost done. And so you just kind of run this in the morning, maybe a whole market. And then it comes up and tells you, okay, we have some signals from XSuite. And so if I go to my long signals first, it says I have one signal. But we actually have more than that. I'll show you why in a second. But that one signal, and I can see it by just double clicking here. The chart will come up, and then we've got our signal. Let's see here. Am I reading this right? Hey, Smucker. Is that because that signal is still in play? No. So that is odd. So he just reinstalled this. The data may not be updated correctly, but let's go to the in long trade so I can explain this to you, and then we can talk about that as well. So in long, let me see. Actually, you know what I did? I goofed. Sorry, Jeffrey. I left the date as July 21st, which is the last time I demonstrated this. So that's why there's no signal there. It's so fast, and this webinar is going to be over pretty quick. Let's just do it again. No big deal. Okay, so back to here, back to my little thingy, and now I want to use the current exchange date time. Jeffrey, you should have slapped my wrist when you saw me doing that. Okay, use current. It's okay. He just assumes I know everything about this, but I do make mistakes. Okay, I made that one. Let's just do it again. It won't take long. For the coffee break, you can do the same. Because we want to see what's going on in the market right now. Like, what's a good candidate coming out of this right now? I know you guys like to see that. And, as Jeffrey says, this is a demo, so we're not saying to buy any of these stocks, but I want to show you how powerful this is at finding these things, because it is, especially, I'm just going to jump the gun a little bit here, the pricing that they have for this thing. It's like, whoa. Okay, so let's see here. I've got 3. American Express is the first one, and there it is. So if I pull this over a little bit, you can see, look at that, reversion. Just right there at support. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Okay, let's go to the next one. AON. XP. Ooh. So look at how good. Anyway, so you can just see the power of this. So every day, you know, whatever you're using, doesn't matter. It's going to give you these candidates to look at and decide, yeah, that's kind of oversold right there. And we got one more. All right, this is, what is it? Marsh. Nope. That one is MFI, money flow. Again, look. So that's it. It's really simple, folks. It just finds these things for you. Now, the other thing I want to mention here is that we do in the Fulgent engine, we are tracking the trades as they progress. So it's not just the new signals. You can get the ones that are in trade. So here I have, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in trade. Let me get one of these. It's just like about a bar old, 1 bar. Look at it, because a lot of times the signal will fire, like I say, just a little early. Actually, it's already gone up quite a bit today, but it's still in play. So you can see, you know, just going through them, which ones are already confirmed. Like they have the reversion. The reversion's already started. Look at this one right here. You see that little up right there? So it fired 2 days ago, just a little early. It's starting up. Yep. So you get both the new long signals and the in longs, and this tells you how many bars the trade has been in play. So what could be easier? Just super, super simple. Okay. So moving right along, let's go to the system tester, because again, you know, as much as I love automation, I know these guys love it too, because they do a really good job of integrating these automation tools in this thing, and they're really easy to use. They're powerful. So if you're new, you don't have Metastock, this is partially a demonstration of what Metastock can do, because it's just very, very simple. I pick system test in the Power Console, and I go down here to Fulgent XSuite. Now you notice there's a bunch turned on here. You see Equus volatility analysis, relative strength index. These are expert systems that Metastock provides with Metastock, and directional movement, the Chan momentum. I picked all the ones that say expert system is what I did. Okay, that's what all these are. Bollinger Band, expert system, because I want to do a system test compared to other good methods out there. So we're going to look at, we'll use like the last, we'll do a year, 250. And both longs and shorts, and okay, let's see. So there we go. We got those. I need to find Fulgent AI XSuite right there. Okay, so it's going to test all of the experts. Now make sure I didn't miss something this time. Daily, I think that's right. You go start the system test here and see what we get. And it's pretty fast. So it will test all of those systems with their exits over the last year, 250 bars. And let's see here. We are on, let's see. Oh, I didn't set my symbol list though. I think we're okay though. It's probably the S&P 500. I don't remember. I didn't set it. I'm going to check though. Let me see, just to make sure, because we do things for other stock markets, for the Indian market and the German market and stuff like that. So I need to make sure I'm on the U.S. stock market here when it stops, which it's almost done. That's a lot of symbols. So my second faux pas was not making sure I have the right list to test on, which we'll check that here in just a second when it's done. Okay. Yeah, so it's set to a pretty big list, but we'll see. It's on XSuite. You know, it's on 90%, so it's pretty close. But I would like to run on the SP 500 because that's really super fast. But we'll see what this is run on and check it out. Okay, before we look at that, let me just make sure. I don't recall. Okay, it's in here because it's highlighted. Yeah, SP 500. Okay, so that was okay. That's fine. Let's look at the results. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is sort these on, let's see, average net profit. And what always happens when I do this is that, here's Fulgent at the top of the list. It's, it's got best profit, worst profit, very, very excellent numbers here. Average net profit, 461. All these are much lower. The worst loss is actually the lowest of all of these values. It says worst profit, but the biggest loss is minus 6,000, minus 27, minus 8, minus 23, and so on, minus 22. So all around, that's performing quite a bit better than all the other sort of resident experts in Metastock. Not them; they're good experts. The last year's been challenging, honestly, so that's why these are low like this. It looks like the best MACD is the best performing of those different ones. But just wanted to show you this. I mean, this is, we really work very hard on these mechanical systems to make them profitable. So, but you can run this on any list you want, the whole market, the SP 500. I would say right on the NASDAQ and see what you see, because, yeah. Anyway, interesting stuff. So, but you saw how easy that was. Even though I fumbled around, you pick the different experts, including Fulgent. You pick your list, which is down here, which I didn't pick it, but I already had picked it before. The SP 500 right there, and then it will run all those over the past year. And you can do multiple years. You can do as of a certain date range. Yeah. So, and I did not check exchange date time. Oh, I see. That's for a range. This is the most recent bars. So we did it right. Okay, good. All right. So again, you can see that, and let me go ahead and go back here to this. And really, that's it. I mean, it's a pretty simple demonstration because it just generates those signals. You can explore for them. You can system test them and see how good they are. We just did that. And so now we talk about how you get it. And like I say, these guys have a great deal over there. We have sold it for other platforms for $9.95, and it's well worth that given all the research that's gone into it. But Jeffrey's going to talk. This is the special, the offer, actually the store list offer for XSuite for Metastock, and I think Jeffrey has a special deal for you. But the thing I want to just say about this in closing before he comes on is that because of these assets in Metastock, this is the best version of XSuite that we have. We have other versions for other platforms, but they don't have these features. So you're really getting the best of the best of the best. If you don't have Metastock, get it. They'll give you a free trial with this. But if you do, you're running really sophisticated software, and it's easy to use, as you can see, and you all know that if you have it. But the fact that you can very quickly explore for signals, you can test against other experts very quickly and easily, just makes it easy to use. And that's really, people trading, they don't want to mess with a bunch of complicated stuff. So that's a huge benefit of it. All right, so Jeffrey, you're on.
Yeah. Man. Do you have time for just a few questions? Looks like we had a couple that came.
We've got tons of time. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike wanted to know if the signal. Okay, let me read it. Are the signals generated at the close of the bar? If so, is your recommendation to buy at the open of the next day? Always an interesting question. Thank you for that question, Mike.
Yeah, that's a really good one. What I actually like to do when I'm trading is run whatever it is, including Metastock, right before the close, like maybe 20 minutes. Because it's been proven that if you get in at the close of the day before the rubber band snaps back, you can have a gap up the next day. It's very common. So, but it'll generate the signals with the data that you're getting from Icon, as it comes in. So if you have a partial bar for the day, that's fine. It's going to be delayed, of course, but that's all right. Maybe 20 minutes before the market closes, you're going to get a bar that's about 45 minutes delayed. Doesn't matter. It's not that much time. So that's what I would say to do, is run at the end of the day. Now, someone's going to ask about using this in real time, and it does work pretty well in real time. I don't have a demo for that to show you right now, but it's because you have the same thing happening in real time that happens end of day. So it's just a truth of the market. It happens all the time. So, all right.
Ed, I only run my scans at 15 minutes before the market closes too. And it's usually go, oh crap, the market's going to close in 15 minutes. I better decide if I want to do anything. So Mike wanted to know also if you could explain how the stops are determined.
How the stats are determined?
Stops. So the stop losses.
The stops. So there's a profit-taking stop in there that looks for so you get the reversion. First, there's the fixed loss stop, right below, where you get in. And that has been optimized to give you the best overall profit characteristics, over tons and tons of testing, so that we've done. And so it's fixed. I think it's 2 ATR, I believe. The profit stop is a moving average that is looking to intersect price as it goes up. So it's looking to follow the price, and then when it starts to kind of peak out, then it'll say, okay, just take that profit. Because what you never want to do is if you got tight stops, you need to take profits as you get them. Anyway, that's what it is. There is a profit-taking stop and a fixed loss stop on each of those experts. So.
Okay. Perfect. That's the end of the questions. So let me go ahead and change the presenter over here. Ed, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. We do have, like you said, a special offer. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about it. So thanks again, Ed.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and turn this on. And I hope you guys can see my screen. I am sharing it. So if you can't, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I do like the way Ed has kind of combined the methods into like one expert that kind of gives you really good results, and he kind of showed those. And so here's a little bit of a listing of the methods. I'm not necessarily going to read them. I do also like the fact that when Ed designs an add-on, he usually includes indicators, expert advisors, system tests, and explorations. I love, like I was just saying, I love the ability for me to go into Metastock right before the market closes and just find out if there's any stocks that I might want to look at during the day. And it's not uncommon for me to go in and, well, actually every day I try and spend the last 15 minutes of the market session finding any trades that I want, looking at all the stops that I have. But with scanning, it makes it possible. I literally, for me, I just go through the S&P 500 and the Dow, but you can go through anything that you want with that scanner. And it's a really, really good tool. And I love the fact that Ed recognizes that and makes sure that he implements explorations and the commentaries and the expert advisor. So we do offer this at $4.95. We do back it with our money back guarantee. And what we're going to do here is we're going to offer it with a little bit of a discount. So normally it's only $4.95. Here at the show today, or the webinar today, I should say, we're going to do it for $3.95. We're going to back it with our money back guarantee. So if it's helpful for you, obviously I don't know how many shares you're trading at a time, but at $400, you don't have to do too many good trades to kind of pay for that. We'll include that 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not familiar with Metastock, we're certainly not going to do a full-blown Metastock demo here. But if this is the first time you've been experienced with Metastock, it is the tool that makes all of this possible. It's a tool that's been rated #1 in its price category for 28 years in a row. And if you don't have a copy of Metastock as part of your evaluation period, you'll get a 30-day money-back guarantee. But we'll also give you a copy of Metastock with data to kind of look at it at the same time. So really what we're doing here is giving you a really good risk-reward scenario. You pay $3.95. If it's something that's helpful for you, you keep it. Otherwise, your risk is just really your time. We'll give you a full refund on it. So to take advantage of that, you can give us a call at 800-882-3040. I'm chuckling because I have that number memorized. You can also go to metastock.com/FulgentX to sign up for that. If you have questions, please reach out to us at metastock.com/sales chat. So for those of you that tuned into the webinar today, I want to say thank you. I hope it was good for you, or I hope it was enjoyable for you. If you have any questions or comments, let us know. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would really appreciate it personally if you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out quite a bit, especially with YouTube and getting more people interested in Metastock and the add-ons that we offer. If there's anything that we can do, feel free to reach out. Give us a call. Give it a go. 800-882-3040. Thanks for coming to the webinar today. Have a good day the rest of the day, and I hope we see you at our next webinar. So bye for now.